Everywhere you look, you're gonna find a recipe for an old fashioned. You can have it smoked, you can add flavors to it, you can do all kind of fancy things to it. But if there's one cocktail that when it comes to it, I think less is more, that's gonna be the old fashioned. Welcome back to another episode of the Elixir Lounge. I'm Zach and we're at Galindo's Coffee and Elixirs here in the Woodlands, Texas. And today I'm gonna be showing you guys the no BS way to make a great classic old fashioned. So grab a seat at the bar, come get comfortable, and let's create magic. One pour, one stir, and one sip at a time. The way that we like making our old fashions is very, very simple. So if you guys are following the recipe here at home, it's gonna have 4 ingredients, 5 if you count the ice. Now we're gonna start off with really the base of it, and it's gonna be whiskey. The whiskey that we're gonna be using is gonna be Angel's Envy Rye. This is actually finished in rum cask. It's gonna have somewhat of a sweeter flavor to it, nice little kick at the end, but just very, very smooth. And I think it goes really, really well with everything else that we're gonna add to it. Then we're gonna use aromatic bitters. Angostura aromatic bitters, that's pretty much the standard when it comes to aromatic bitters. We're gonna use orange bitters as well, and we use Fee Brothers orange bitters. And then we're gonna use a rich Demerara syrup, which is gonna be a 2-to-1 ratio of Demerara sugar to water. So it's gonna have kind of a thicker consistency. So with that, let's make it. So starting off, we're gonna be using a mixing glass. Now, whenever we use a mixing glass, we're gonna do all of the ingredients in here first, and then we're gonna add the ice. Why you don't wanna do it the opposite way is because when you make a drink that pretty much just has one spirit in there, you don't wanna dilute it too much. You wanna still keep the flavor, but you just want it chilled. You don't want it watered down. So we're gonna add all the ingredients first, then we're gonna add the ice, and then stir it. So to start off, we're gonna be doing 1.5 ounces of the rye whiskey. We're using the Angel's Envy Rye. We're gonna do 4 dashes of Angostura bitters. And now a dash is when we get a full stream, not just like a little drop out of this, right? So we wanna get 4 good dashes out of this. So 4. We're gonna do 3 dashes of orange bitters. And then we're gonna do just a little bit of the Demerara syrup. We're gonna do a 1/4 ounce. Now, because we're only using really the whiskey as a spirit and then the bitters, this can get really sweet really fast. So that's why you wanna use just a small amount of sugar so that you don't overpower the actual taste of the bourbon and make it overly sweet. This is a drink where you really want to enjoy all of the flavors kind of all put together, and the Demerara syrup, with it being very rich, can quickly overtake that. So that's why we only do 1/4 ounce here. All right, now we're going to add our ice. You want to make sure that it's filled all the way up to the top so that it chills everything, and the industry standard is about 25 stirs. I like using the back of the spoon. You don't want it to get overly diluted. Now this here, traditionally, you want to pour this over a big rock. So we have our chilled glass here with the big block of ice there. The reason why you want to use a big block of ice is because it melts a lot slower, at a slower rate than smaller ice cubes. And therefore it doesn't dilute the drink as quickly. And so you're able to really enjoy the drink as it should be rather than having it watered down. Now for garnish, very simple. We're gonna be doing an orange peel. Just like this. And then you're gonna take it, and you wanna make sure that you're not getting too much of the actual white part of the orange, because that tastes kind of bitter. You're gonna turn it to where the outside of the peel is, and you're gonna squeeze it, and you're gonna see that there's gonna be just a little bit of oil that gets expressed all over. So you're gonna do it like this. And then I like actually rubbing it all over the rim and on the inside, so that as you take a sip, It's on your hands. It invigorates the smell sense. You smell it, and it just makes you want to drink another one. And then, of course, no old fashioned is complete without a maraschino Luxardo, specifically cherry. You can use any other kind of cherry, but honestly, if you're trying to make just a very good, high quality old fashioned, you've got to use the Luxardo brand. And that goes right on top there. And there you have it, guys. Very simple, less is more, but this is going to be delicious. So a very classic old fashioned. All right, now to taste it. I always like smelling it first because you get that citrus, all of that oil from the orange peel. And it's just a really pleasant type of smell, and it kind of makes your mouth kind of start to water already just by smelling it. Super smooth, really well balanced. You get kind of the spice from the bitters. You can definitely taste the whiskey, and it's delicious. If you guys have ever had Angel's Envy Rye, it's really, really good. I mean, this is very, very easy to sip while you smoke a cigar, while you eat you a steak, while you're hanging out with friends, by the pool. There's so many different scenarios where you can just sit down and like truly enjoy this for what it is, and just a very classic cocktail. All right, and that brings us to the end of this episode. If you guys have been enjoying all the content that we've been putting out, make sure that you're subscribing so that you keep up with any new episodes that we're putting out. Share it with some of your other cocktail loving friends and try some of this stuff out at home. We love it when people tell us, man, I tried it and I was able to nail it just like y'all's. We love hearing that. And so until next time, thanks again for watching the Elixir Lounge.